Every day, I feel like a different person. I feel like my mood, my attitude changes every second, every hour, every day. I can't consistently, feel a certain way about something. And it's frustrating. It's so frustrating because I'm also very impulsive, and I'll make a decision that'll impact my life negatively without even thinking about it. I really just like to kind of do things in the whim of the moment, and it fucks me up, especially because I feel like I have such a bad problem with like repression of information, I don't know, coming into my head. In a day, I'll even forget about it. I'll forget about the decision I made, and it won't be a problem, it won't be an issue until I have to deal with it, until I have to face what I signed up for. And this happened to me recently, and it's troubling because I wish I could be a normal person where, I kind of deal with an issue in the moment. I prepare for something coming up rather than my head doing its thing where I don't think about it until I have to think about it. And it can really be the downfall of me, because I feel so, drained, so tired, so frustrated. And like I said, an event happened recently. I signed up for me to do a musical performance at a queer space near me, and I thought it was going to be fine. It was a bigger kind of venue. It was in like a ballroom, so I was really excited to kind of do that. But throughout the course of the month, I just didn't think about it. And if I did think about it, it stressed me out, so I stopped thinking about it. I didn't even have the songs lined up for what I wanted to do until the day of, until a few hours before. Like, I really didn't want to think about me performing. And I think the biggest reason why is because music used to be so important to me. It used to be my everyday life. Like, I would come home from school in high school, and I'd either go over to a friend's house or have friends come over. I'd write songs day and night. Like, it was everything that I did. Like, my grades were even affected because all I did was want to write music, to get better at my guitar, to practice this and that. And it was just something that made me really happy, something that I really thought I had a future with. I was in a few bands in high school, and I made amazing friends because of it. And it was just amazing. It was so great. I feel like I came out of my comfort zone even. I was such a shy kid growing up. But because of music, I was able to kind of, just deal with the moment, deal with the dysphoria that I had at the time. It was a way to kind of just be able to survive. And it meant a lot to me, because I had some really rough days where it was really hard for me to process being in the wrong body. But I was able to write a song and not think about it, be with friends and not think about it. My biggest fear is being alone, because when I'm alone, I just overthink everything. And gender was such a hard thing for me to kind of deal with on my own. So I just kept putting myself in different social situations, kept trying to be as happy as I could be. And before I started my transition, I was living in my hometown. I had just graduated high school. I had started a band around the end of my senior year, and I had made amazing friends. They were my best friends. We literally did everything together. I remember telling them everything. They even knew I was trans. I even opened up to them about it. They were using she, her pronouns. They were being really respectful, really great people. And it was something that made me so happy. But the issue was I did a lot of their singing. And I knew in the moment I couldn't stay in the deep south, in Southwest Florida. That's where I'm from. Because I was scared of rejection, I was scared of the manipulation and the chokehold that my family and people around me had. I feel like everyone in that town knew me, and I feel like everyone was constantly looking at me, and if I felt like I couldn't change with all these eyes, all these people judging constantly. So I made a decision kind of impulsively, which I do often, to move, to start my life as Jay, to start my transition, to be my own person and not have anyone's opinions kind of dictate who I am. I really wanted to be my independent self, and I wanted to be free of any constraints that I had growing up with like a crazy like Catholic religious Mexican mom and family, and this whole like toxic masculinity idea that was forced on me. I wanted to leave it, and I didn't realize what I was leaving behind though. I knew I was leaving a group of friends. I really wanted the band to work out. I wanted us to, stay together, but I could tell that they were hurt by the decision. They, I think, done things that they might regret. I don't know. I know I did things that I regret. I didn't, think this through. I didn't process or throw the idea to them, so they were prepared. It just kind of was a bomb that was dropped, me leaving, and I know it hurt them, and to this day I think it still haunts me that I feel like I burned a bridge that I will never gain back. I have a weird thing with like friendships and them not lasting, and me reaching out years later because I just want to mend an issue, but them not responding, them just kind of, ghosting me. And, thinking about it, I know that it is my fault. It's all my fault. But how much I've changed from then and now, it's so different. I just wish that I had the chance to talk. I had the chance to kind of express everything that I'm feeling. And when I moved to where I am today, I didn't know what music would mean to me. I didn't know how I'd feel about music anymore. I didn't know if I wanted to continue it by myself, if I wanted to play shows by myself, if I wanted to start a new band. How would I even start a new band? Who was gonna have the same chemistry as the people I knew before me had? And I don't know, I just wanted to start fresh, and I thought maybe I'll stop playing music for a little while. Just because I was changing and I didn't want to build any relationships with anybody in fear of them not accepting me once I started to slowly transition. I just didn't want anyone to see me a certain way, so I sheltered myself out. I cut out a lot of people in my life. I stopped texting a lot. I just needed my alone space and time. And it was really, really hard thing for me to do. I was so isolated for the first time in my life. I lost my family coming out. I lost all my friends. I was in a new place. I was scared. The only thing that I really had was my girlfriend. And the one thing that really kept me alive before transitioning, music, the one thing that helped me through everything, I just gave it up. I lost. And, throughout every now and then I'd pick up the guitar. I'd practice voice training. It helped me a lot with voice training. But I was so scared that I would never have a voice where I'd fully be happy with it, where I'd feel like it was feminine enough for me to present myself as me, and my voice kind of matched my body and face and everything. It was a fear that I had. So I was like, I don't know when I'll ever perform again. Fast forward 2 years, me on hormones. Fast forward to a random day where Jay is just feeling very impulsive. I signed up for a gig, which I haven't really performed since coming out. So it was a new thing for me to put myself out there. And I did it, and I didn't think about it, and a month and a half comes by, and it's time for me to go on stage. And before, when I used to perform on stage, it was so fun. It was with me with a group of friends, or even if it was me by myself, it was just that nice satisfaction that I had where I felt like the crowd liked it. It was just a good performance because I was authentically and actually really happy with my music, and I was comfortable with how I presented, how I sound through music. And so, not like personally, but like through my music, I liked the way that everything sounded. But it was difficult for me to do that and replicate that today, considering I'm a different person and I'm not really sure how I want to be like how I want to be heard, how if my voice is where I want it to be, if I'm happy with my music, if people even like my music. I feel like I used to get a lot of feedback from friends, tell me if they liked it, if they didn't like it, what I need to work on, and there was a lot of back and forth. But now I really don't have that connection. I don't really have many people in my life. And it's hard to kind of go in doing this like blinded, basically alone. And I do also have like a bunch of like these suitcases, these backpacks, these baggage that I carry with my mental health. And I've been like noticing lately this phase that I feel like, this like dizziness that I have. I don't know, it feels like I'm looking through things with a lens, like life. I feel like everything's muffled. It feels like I'm in this weird fuzzy state constantly. And it's just like nothing feels real. And it's like something I've been dealing with that I haven't really noticed has happened, but it really affects like my memory and stuff like that. And it's just so stressful. I can't even express it. I haven't even talked to my therapist about it because I feel like it's such a weird thing to express. And I was just, I don't know, I think it was a really bad time to get up on stage, prep myself, and I don't know, I was so nervous going up and doing it. My girlfriend tried comforting me, but I was so scared to present myself, to be on stage, and to perform.
How do you feel?
I'm a little nervous.
Just a little?
Yeah. You're recording? I'm extremely nervous because I haven't performed like way too long. I also don't know what songs I'm playing right now, and that stresses me the fuck out. I'm winded. I see And once I got up there, once everything kind of came into fruition, I felt like I wanted to throw up. I felt like I wanted to just, I don't know, like not be there. I'd rather be anywhere else but in front of people staring at me. And it's so weird because before I loved playing music, I loved writing, I loved being the center of attention in terms of me, like, I don't know, expressing my music. Like, I wanted people to hear it. But now I want people to hear my music, but I don't want myself associated with it because I'm so dysphoric still. I feel like there's things I need to change, whether it's my weight or stuff like that. Like, I just am so uncomfortable with myself that I'm constantly thinking about it, thinking about how I will never be the same when I perform. I will never sound the same. And I got up there, and it was the worst experience I had with performing. It was horrible. I got up on stage. The crowd was dead quiet. I felt like I don't know, it was just alone, like on this big stage, just me, and then people looking at me. I just felt like I was being judged, like the way I was judged by like my family, by close ones, and it really set me off for some reason. I got so overwhelmed. Because I'm just sitting there in the dark. I can't see anyone's face besides spotlight that's on me, and it felt like I was performing into a crowd of nothing, but at the same time it felt like I was performing into a crowd of every single person in my past, in my life, everyone that told me that what I was doing was wrong. And I don't know, I got off stage, people clapped, it was whatever, but I got off stage and I just had this massive panic attack. I felt like I was like going to die. I just had so much stress. I like got off stage, I threw my guitar in its a travel case, and I stormed out of the ballroom while the next acts were going up and performing. No one really noticed I left. I just left, and I went into the hallway, and I was like crying because I was so overwhelmed. It was just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like, I don't know, the way that it used to feel. I felt different. I felt different. I don't know, just felt judged. And I got so stressed, so frustrated. I got my guitar and like I just tossed it on the ground. I mean, it's something I've done in the past, frustrated. I was in a case. I thought everything was going to be fine. And once I did it, I made a big like popping noise, and I was like, that's weird. And I picked it up and it was shaking, and I then realized something happened to my guitar. And I opened it, and the neck of the guitar, the head of it like snapped off. It broke. I broke my guitar because I was overwhelmed. Like something that you're so stressed on, you're in a moment where you're just so overwhelmed, you just want to express it, and you express it and it makes things worse. I feel like that's the story of my life, and that happened, and I just broke that night. It was so hard. I had my girlfriend come out, and I was just apologizing for just the way I acted, and I was so stressed because I can't afford to buy a guitar all the time. I've had that guitar since 8th grade. Everything I made was based from that guitar. Everything that I've ever created, every song that you've heard on my EP was from that guitar. And it meant the world to me. And I felt like that moment that it broke, I feel like I kind of broke at the same time. And I felt like a piece of me just broke. And it made me realize, like, is this where I want to go in life? Is this where I want to be? And to be honest, I don't know the answer. And I don't know if music is what's right for me. As badly as I want it to work out, as badly as I want to express myself, I still think I need time before I kind of perform more, before I feel like it's gonna feel the same way that it used to. Transitioning, I change, my mindset changes, I'm happier, but the things that I've loved, the people around me, they don't change with me. This is something that I'm doing alone, and I've noticed that it's not like I can bring these things and it's gonna be easy. I mean, it's things that I'm working at. I'm currently trying to write more music, trying to kind of find where I'm at, what I want to create, what kind of sound and who I want to be in the future. Because this music thing is my life, and it has been for a long time, but now I'm trying to think, is it the next step? Do I want to, this is the moment in my life where I decide, do I let it go or do I push it more? Do I try and find, myself within it the way that I used to be in it, if that makes any sense. Like, I've lost everything, but this is the one thing that kind of remained a constant. And do I want to keep it a constant, or do I just want to break the head? And so I thought about this, I sat on it, and someone sent me a link on Instagram. Shout out to them right here. And it was just a link on how to fix the neck of my guitar. And they were like, or the head, they were like, it doesn't look so hard. And in the moment I thought I had broken it. So I was like, this is crazy. Like, I don't think I could fix this. And I read it and I saw the damage that was done on their guitar and how they fixed it. So I was like, maybe I can fix it. And so slowly but surely, I started gluing up my guitar. I went and bought like wood glue. I tried to buy wood stain, but I don't know how to do it. I bought like putty that's supposed to like fill holes. It didn't work. And I bought clamps, and I kind of did everything in my kitchen table, just trying to fix my guitar. So I glued it up, and a day later, I restrung my guitar, and it was fixed. As far as where I'm at with everything, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what my next step in life will be, but I do know that there's hope. There is a chance to fix things that I'm scared of it not being fixed. There is a chance to move on, to progress. Maybe not to be the person that I used to be, which I think my heart is trying to make me think that I want, but I know what I need is to just develop myself in a whole different, complete way, in a way that I'll be happy. And whether it's with music or not, I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll see. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope this was a nice, interesting, like, emotional story for you guys to hear. I wanted to kind of express this for a while, and I feel like with these events that happened recently, I thought it was just best for me to kind of talk about it now. And also, if you guys want to help me out, because I'm not sure how much the guitar will hold up, I have a Patreon, which I do plan on using more. I know in the past I haven't been the best with it, but I do plan on using it more. And I also have an EP. Those links will be down below. Thank you guys for everything. And to all my patrons that have supported me, you guys would be on the screen right now. Without you guys, I don't know where I'd be. The support is amazing, and I just am so fucking grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to the winner of my giveaway, you will be put right here as well somewhere. I'll be reaching out to you, and if they don't reach out back to me, then I'll reach out to someone else, and I'll figure out how I'm gonna send this package to you guys. But thank you, thank you, thank you for all your love and support. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. I know I'm gone for like weeks at a time, but every time I come back, there's so much love that's there for me. And I really appreciate it, especially now when my head's crazed out because of school. I really do appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for everything. I'm sorry this was a little long, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then. Bye.